back here for another video. This is Hezekiah Games. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, please subscribe and press the like button and press the notifications so you never miss a video. Guys, this is a map I've been working on. Enjoy. This is the year 1900. In this alternate history, what if the Confederate States still were a country? But here's the difference. England was taken out for the Empire of manburg. New merch is going to come out soon in winter 2021. Let's get it! Okay. This story all began in 1860s, in 1860, where all 11 southern states had declared themselves independent from the United States and officially formed the Confederate States of America, supporting its institution of slavery. But previously, most people ask, and most people don't know, for anyone here that is on my channel that's Hispanic, usually from Hispaniola, Mexico, Honduras, Panama, Guatemala, Cuba, Haiti, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, you guys basically probably didn't know that this entire area of the United States, including Texas, a part of the Confederacy, originally belonged to Mexico and Hispaniola, formerly a part of the Spanish Empire. But in this game, this is all put to rest. So basically, if I did not tell you guys the legend of my version of manburg was, basically the Confederates in 1865, after they won the war, went over to England to try to overthrow their government and create an empire. From 1865 to 1899, this became the era of the Empire of manburg, while Scotland, Wales, and Ireland had realized what was happening to England. They officially declared war on the Empire of manburg, and eventually they were all defeated until groups of rebellions broke out in Scotland, Wales, and Ireland, calling themselves the Irish Kingdom, the United Kingdom of Wales, and New Manburg, and eventually here, the Royal Order of Manburg in England, eventually defeated the Manburg Empire, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland, and eventually they became separate. First, England formed Manburg, and now the Empire of manburg. In this game, I basically have been saying the word manburg so many times, I can't get the word out of my head. So, moving on to that. See, since manburg has total control of former British territories, like Canada, they border the US, and soon, in this game, what I will do, I will attack the Confederacy and Mexico in a very last-ditch attempt to regain Hispaniola and to capture Hispaniola for manburg. But this is a multi-country play. Areas like Asia and Africa and Oceania and South America are not included in this video. If you want a video like that, I want to at least see 2 likes if you guys want me to basically do a video where I reveal my face, literal reveal my face. Some of my subscribers know what I look like, since I go to school with them. But for any random YouTuber to stumble upon this video, please subscribe. And Dream, please don't sue me for this, because I already got enough shit on my plate, man. Dream, don't sue me for this, just for taking the manburg concept off of the Dream SMP, and yes, I've seen the Dream SMP. The Dream SMP are full of fucked up people. But let's continue with this video. Okay, so the year is 1899. No worries, I'm gonna narrate this, so if you guys don't want to, I might as well turn the volume on 0 so you can hear me. Okay. Actually, a little bit. The year is January 23rd, 1900. At the time, the president was William McKinley, but William McKinley got assassinated. But in this game, they don't have William McKinley or Teddy Roosevelt. but we have Franklin Roosevelt. So Franklin D. Roosevelt being president, no worries, this is alternate history. I repeat, this is freaking alternate history. This is not real in any near shape or form. So that means this is not real. So if any historian looks at this channel and says, this never happened at all, well, guess what? It's fucking alternate history, dipshit, and deal with it. Okay, so this is basic alternate history. So the United States had lost the war with the Confederacy, later giving up all 11 southern states and one territory, which is the northern part of Alaska, which used to be a northern part of Oklahoma. The Confederates always wanted Alaska. Confederates wanted Alaska, and they would do anything to buy it, but that wouldn't happen too easily. One day, in this alternate history, Franklin D. Roosevelt was elected president in 1900, and Jefferson Davis's great-grandson, Jefferson Davis VII, was elected president of the Confederacy. This time, and there will be a few threats thrown at either side. There were a few threats, and eventually an ultimatum. They demanded all the provinces of the Confederacy to be given back, or millions of troops would invade. That threat would not be taken lightly by Davis. Let me just tell you. Basically, a little insight. The Jefferson Davis family tree basically has a full number of people. If you guys who are watching this video, yeah, you right now, literally, the person that is literally sitting there at your fucking desk watching this fucked up video, just gonna tell you, if no one, absolutely freaking no one, has legitimately known anything about Jefferson Davis, or Jefferson Davis in particular, and his family in particular, then if you want to know who is literal a part of his family, or if you're a part of it, this is about to be a major plug time. Then go see our sponsor, NordVPN. Go see our sponsor. I'm sorry, I have too many sponsors. Go and see our sponsor, Ancestry. Ancestry.com has millions of family trees and millions of scenarios for your family tree. If you want to find out if you're a part of Jefferson Davis and his family, then please don't be a part of his family. Then visit Ancestry.com. I am so sorry if I'm messing my words. It's 5:24 in the frickin' morning. I'm frickin' tired. I've been up editing all night, like legitimately, and I'm fucking tired. So, please, thank you for the sponsor to our video. And now for our second sponsor. Jesus Christ, help me. Our second sponsor is this game, Basic. Our second sponsor is the game Age of History 2 and Age of Civilizations, where you can create your own civilization or make a new civilization and Basic fight other civilizations for more land and territory. Like, manburg can go to war with the U.S., and ally with the Confederacy and Mexican Empire to attack the U.S. head-on. And that would be the end of the United States. That's all she wrote. But my goal is to take over the Caribbean, and Basic take over Cuba, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, in order to gain access to the South, which would be Florida. Invade Florida from the bottom, attack the capital of the Confederacy, which is Montgomery, and boom, end of the Confederacy, U.S. gets all the territory except for Florida. End of game. So, if you guys want some old-fashioned F-U-N, please download this game. It may look boring in my videos, but it's freaking epic as hell. And, you know, hopefully, if Tommy Innit sees this video, please download this game, because this game is multiplayer. You can literally join someone playing a game online. And I'm doing this online, and hopefully no one cloud surfs. And basically, online, all these other players from around the world are basically playing as their home country. My vassals in this game today, shout out to the new vassals, Spain, France, the Netherlands, and Mexican Empire. The second one, to be precise. And as you can see, oh, they're at the border. Oh, shit. Let's just say, I don't think Texas is going to survive. And also, if there's any people from Texas watching this video, please, why? Why do you say no to masks? I mean, I don't wear my mask at school. Like, ask anybody from this channel. Does Hezekiah Games wear his mask at school? And that's a hell no. Trust me. I hate wearing that thing, and I will always hate wearing that thing. It's like, so help me. I will always hate wearing that thing. But anyway, in this game, there's now, eventually, on February 13th, 1900, war erupts between the Confederacy and the United States. And the U.S. begins the one thing it never thought it would do. It pulled down its investments. It pulled down its goods to raise money. And eventually what it did, it took loans. It took loans. Large sums of money, basic. And if you guys want a new loan, please visit. You know what? I'm not even going to plug the sponsor in. Let's just continue with the video. But, let's just say the U.S. is a basic powerhouse in our modern day and time. And yes, I live in the United States. And I know most of my videos have been seen in... Most of my videos were filmed in London. And yes, that is true. My videos were filmed in London. Please don't blame me. Because during the summer of this great year of 2021, I went to London over the summer and I had a frickin' blast. I got to see Wilbur Soot in real life. If you want me to release that video, I need to get 10,000 likes in order to release the video of me meeting Wilbur Soot in real life. Literal 10,000 likes. So, whoa, what the frick? Hold on, what the fuck is going on? Is the Netherlands going over to this part of France? Oh, hell no. Ain't gonna happen. But I will take a piece. Oh, I was about to take this northern piece of France, but I guess I will take this. Literal, I will take that. But anyway, as Manburg, what I will do is depart a Navy fleet to the south. I'm going to try my plan and do it very freaking simple. Like, legitimately, I'm gonna do this simple. Okay. So, what I will do is send a naval fleet. 2 naval fleets to Savannah. 1 naval fleet to Savannah. The other one is going to Miami. And I'm going to tell you, what I will do is pretty fucked up. And for anyone who lives in Miami that watches my videos, I'm so sorry for what I'm about to do. Okay, so the U.S. has lost the first battle. March 6, 1900, President Roosevelt receives a basic threat from the Confederacy. And no worries, this is alternate history. I'm reading off a literal script right now. Don't judge me. I'm reading off a script. And let's just say that threat is a basic threat to his life, saying that if he did not surrender and give up and let the Confederacy live in peace, that they would kill his, let's just say, they said kill his family. So what the president would definitely do was he denied that threat, and he took that threat not serious. And he did this. Won 2 battles, and this is the easiest thing. But later, I'm literally going to change their color to match my color. My color is a little bit lighter than them. I'm offering an alliance to the United States, and hopefully they accept that alliance. I'm literally not taking that alliance easily. Eventually, as war did erupt in Virginia, parts of Virginia were taken by siege. Lake Rocane, Petersburg, and then eventually the U.S. capture in Richmond eventually thought to be the end of the war. But here's the thing, the U.S. would call upon the one person that it would basic do. And it called Manburg to its aid. Manburg was eventually called to its aid, but the Confederacy was not done yet. Let's just say the Confederacy wanted to have an alliance with the Mexicans. Oh god, but an alliance with the Mexicans would be pretty bad. Let's just say if the Confederates got Mexico involved, this would be bad, very bad. But as the U.S. would plunder through Virginia and take every part of it, let's just say Manburg. I'm gonna tell you, basically, me being the basic king of Manburg, I'm going to tell you my simple thing. I don't think the U.S. would need any help, because look at it. It already captured part of Virginia, so in the comment, do you think the U.S. would need help recapturing a Confederacy? Y or N? Because I think it'll be N. But here's the thing. If the Mexicans in this game have an alliance with the Confederacy, let's just say areas between me and Mexico, being my vassal and everything, would be very bad. But eventually what Manburg would do, as a basic act of confidence, okay, I forgot, when I have to join in a war, I forget I can't really send my enemy money. Oh, that's so freaking smart, but, they would send the U.S. money. When I mean money, I mean loads of money, to basically refund their economy. And to make sure the U.S. doesn't really fuck up as much as I thought. But, wait. But what Manburg has basically done here, all of these areas I'm pointing out to you that are the color of Manburg, like, you see the color of the British Isles, right? Any color that's around there, that color that's around there is basic from the old Empire of Manburg. The Empire of Manburg originally thought it would take over the world. But here's the thing. And the thing is, the emperor of the Empire of Manburg, which would be J-Slat, he would try to take over every single thing, including the U.S., but not if for the Manburg Revolution in the game in 1865. In 1865, I think it was 1885, actually. Let me get my script. Let me get my script. Hold on, I need to grab my script. Okay, it says right here that the Revolution of Manburg happened in 1885. And the Manburg Revolution would happen in 1885, liberating all of Manburg and making it a free and independent country. But in the game Manburg, you're probably wondering what's its priority. Its priorities are 1, maintaining peace around the world, keeping communism from spreading. Actually, what do I mean? This is the year 1900. Communism hasn't even spread yet. It's not even like wartime, but prevent rebellions in other countries that it's allied with. The United States. Anyway, guys, it is almost time for me to go to school, but it's like 5:35 in the morning. It's almost time for me to Prussians. Hold up, Prussia. Latvia, Prussia. Mother Prussia. You mother. Okay. What if we do a trade? I just give them gold for gold. An allied coalition against the Confederacy. As the Confederates don't have any support, they start drafting out loans like crazy, and let's just say all those loans add up, as in taxes add up. Oh god, I realized how bad the Confederacy was gonna get. But the Empire of Manburg is basic expanding. And when I mean expanding, it's basic getting more territory. And what it's building is a port and a watchtower. Since it has Brest, it basically now has control of both sides of the English Channel. Since it also has its vassal France, and its other vassal the Netherlands, controlling the North Sea, and also the English Channel, also went to control. And its vassal over here, Spain, with the Bay of Biscay. The only enemy that Lamberg hasn't seemed to conquer is Portugal. Portugal used to be a republic, is basically trying to conquer its colonies. And what I think... Oh my god, I'm so fucking tired. But, I basically think that Manburg should do, instead of going to war with the Confederacy and wasting its own time, is basically demand that Portugal gives up its port and territory. It will demand its provinces, every single one of them, to be under Manburg's control and full authority. And if failed, let's just say, you know what happens when a country gets angry at another country, and, why am I explaining this like the birds and the bees? Whatever. Let's just say Manburg will do all-out war. And when it comes to all-out war, in this game, I can say Manburg is very good at it. If any of you have seen the previous video that I will plug in to this part of the video, let's just say, oh god, that video was so freaking funny for Manburg. It was funny. It was funny as hell. But it looks like... Oh, it looks like Mexico's moved its troops back, and it's moving it over here. So it looks like what I think should happen would be the U.S. should try to make a simple invasion. But while the domination's happening, let's just say, I don't think the Confederacy will survive. A combined force can move north. But while another combined force in the east and a combined force in the west can push the Confederates back with a new recruiting, this time I think this defense at the southern border is going to help. The Mason-Dixie line is that line, basic, going from there like that. That's the Mason-Dixie line. Only has 3,000 left. The Empire of Manburg, back again. But here's the thing. A war between Manburg and Portuguese is now imminent. The Portuguese-Manburg War. The Manburgian-Portuguese War. In Manburg's grand history, it looks like a war between them is imminent. It looks like vassals. It's gonna tax its vassals a little bit extra. What? It still has this area as a vassal. Okay, let's not do that. But more, see, this area is deprived of its essential resource. There's a main army here that will be split. But now this small army is going to attack this small area. Hopefully that can draw back the attackers. More recruits will be drawn up, as more people will be recruited from homes and towns all over Ireland and Wales to be a part of Manburg's grand army. I'm just going to tell you guys at 6 o'clock, I'm ending the video at 6. Okay, so another attack is needed on Blacksburg to confuse the Confederates, but the Union is clever. Well, the U.S. is very clever. Let's just say the Confederates move on to the attack on Richmond and take Petersburg with it. This is where the Confederates in this game will eventually begin to fully fight. And this fully fight will basically decide whether a nation gets divided or reunited. But in part 2, it'll get crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. But Manburg is easily ready to overcome this imperial strike. Eventually, the capital, it conscripts more than 400,000 troops. It moves 100,000 troops around while defending itself. Manburg is a basic good tool for defense. As more people get conscripted, a war will not be imminent. A big war. Yeah, that's it. That's it. What Manburg will do is up its income and its taxation, along with its income production, its military upkeep. Out of all the nations, Manburg has the strong military, and I do not think the Portuguese would want a piece of. Let's just say the Portuguese would not want to have a piece of Manburg. And let's just say, sadly in this game, the Portuguese will. I will literally predict that off the bat. But now as the U.S. puts a huge defense around its capital, it tries its best to now recounter their attacks. If anyone has basically seen the U.S. military before, the U.S. military will literally spend no attention to you because it's a military. Face the fact, it's a military. And in the military, you either go through it without any pain, or you suck up to the guard. Or you basically suck up to the sergeant by either doing one, trying to act nice around him, trying to take all his orders, and you sure as hell can't really just ask him nicely to stop being such a dickhead. So, oh boy, war is the imminent. Now Manburg has officially made it. Oh boy, Manburg has officially made it, and now its march shall begin in Savannah. Manburg's war has begun. The war will begin shortly. The battle will begin shortly. This time, Manburg was fighting on two fronts, in its own continent and in a foreign continent. Manburg is basically fighting in two fronts: its own continent and its basic former colonies. The reason why I'm saying Manburg's former colonies is because England is just a nation, but inside of England was the Manburg Empire, and from the Manburg Empire arose the Manburg Royal Order. From the Manburg Royal Order came Manburg, and from Manburg and the Three Kingdoms came the Empire of Manburg, which is a basic country. So, I've explained that philosophy. But eventually, the U.S. was ready to take on the Confederacy. This time, it was going to surround it, and not give two damns. Eventually, a second invasion of Rocaine and a second invasion of Blacksburg would happen. another fight in Harrisonburg, and a full-on charge in Alexandria. And another attack into Richmond would happen. This time, Confederate President Jefferson Davis VII knew that Manburg was coming from the south, and the Union from the northern area. He retreated all forces back down into Columbia for a defense. He retreated troops from Virginia into the south for a very prominent reason, because Manburg in this game will not go to do what the U.S. would do. The U.S., yes, I know I live in the United States. The U.S. will go hardcore on you, basic. They will go hardcore. But in a video game, Manburg will go hardcore. Oh, but that entire empire easily crushed. As now a full army was officially set up in a defense as well. Now troops would be conscripted, regiments would move out, and they would attack the Portuguese like no one would ever do in history. The Portuguese invasion would set a stone that no one would cast, because if anyone has heard of the Bible, plenty of people have, it says, those who don't have sin will cast the first stone. Those who... Wait, let me remember that again. He without sin will cast the first stone. And Manburg, let's just say, cast the first stone. And I'm not saying it's not... Wait, what the fuck's going on? Oh god. The Guatemalan Civil War. I've set up these events, and I basically have now set up these events to happen. In the game, I personally made this map, and I personally set up all the events. So, Guatemala has a civil war along with the US, and so will Mexico. And that 20% down there with the fist going up, that's rebellion, yes. So basically, all the events that will happen in this game, I have set up. I have coded this for hours. I've been sitting here coding for hours, and I learned all that from my from my basic teacher that taught me about computers and everything. Shout out to him. But I learned how to code myself. My brother taught me a bit, my cousin taught me a bit, my friends taught me a bit. And yes, I know a bit about coding, and I coded the events to happen. Like, I basically get the AI to do things random. Like, the AI will do some random shit, like set off a civil war. But here's the thing. The problem is that what I do believe is that I think Manburg should annex the state of Georgia. And if you ask me why, it's gonna shock you. I've been to Georgia before. I think like 2 days before. I came back to school 2 days before. I came back from the UK. I was fine. I went up to Georgia where my family is, and I was chilling out, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, like, I was chilling out with my friends, my family, up in Georgia. I used to live in Georgia, so what I basically did was I went hunting the entire time. And this dude literally almost shot me. Like, this dude thought I was a reindeer and thought I was a deer or something and shot me. Like, literal shot me. Literally thought I was a deer and started shooting at me. Literally, he missed. Luckily, he missed those shots. And I had to hide behind 3 big oak trees. And, yeah, basic. People in Georgia can often mistake people for a deer. Because I was wearing, like, a deerskin clothing. It was very hot too that day. It was hot, and I was wearing deerskin clothing. And what I would do, I would act like a deer to trick him, so my dad could take his arrow, or to take his gun and shoot the deer, so we could get him. And basically, last night we had fried deer, and it tastes like fried chicken. So, oh my god, it's almost like 6 a.m. I want to continue this so freaking bad. I literally will not stop till it's done. So, basically, without question, Manburg had started. It's cut out. But would this entire continent of North America be ready for what the Empire of Manburg was going to do after it would help the U.S.? I'm gonna give you a quick little hint before I end this video and tell you about Chapter 2. Let's just say Part 2 of this is going to be freaking insane, and I highly suggest you do that. Part 2, I highly suggest. Part 2 of this is going to be crazy. What do you think Manburg will do? Will Manburg end the war with the U.S. and become its mutual ally and friend and colleague? Or do you think Manburg will backstab the United States and take it over and take back its colonies and split it between its vassals, Spain, France, and Mexico? If you guys think that'll happen, in the comment section, press 1, type a 1. If you think Manburg will become a mutual friend to the U.S. in this game. Or type a 2 if you think me and my Empire of Manburg will backstab him. And also, soon, what I'm basically going to do is post a video putting Manburg's national anthem basic here. So, I will do that. Manburg's national anthem. So, if you guys want to see that, I need 700 likes. If you want me to post a video about Manburg's new national anthem that I had to basically borrow from another country, and hopefully that country does not sue me or make YouTube delete my video. So, the entire ranking is that Manburg's on top. That's the entire ranking. So, after this, I'm going to cut the entire video off and start editing it. Actually, I forgot. Today I have to go to school, so I'm going to put my clothes on and go to school. And yes, I'm wearing my clothes. So, Manburg has made progress. Let's just say, I'm wondering. Back to the narrator. Now, I'm wondering if anyone who's watching this video is from the state of Florida, and if you are, I'm apologizing for Manburg. And hopefully, with Manburg, hopefully, we don't see their basic prosperous nation end. This has been Hezekiah Games. See you later. Peace. Goodbye.